Good morning. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. And today is Wednesday, the 11th, November 11th, 2024. And we're going to take a look at the encouragement coming in from Spirit today through Oracle and Tarot. Okay. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Okay. Like, share, comment. If you have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Okay. And so let's take a look and see the encouragement coming in today. I hope you all are well. This week is already, it seems like the closer we get to the end of the year, the faster time flies. I feel like I just started this week and we're already pretty much ending the week, right? We're over the hill. This is Wednesday. And so I hope you all are well. I hope you are also feeling the transience of time, feeling these changes happening in the spiritual world. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. If you're tuned and tapped in, you can feel it. You could possibly see it. For some of you, you can smell it. You can hear it. Definitely a time to be alive. And so let's take a look. I feel like this is also a time. Yesterday I did a reading, and within the reading there was a resurfacing of energies. We are in Mars retrograde, and so I'll be doing an all sign reading for Mars retrograde to see how this retrograde is affecting us right now. But we're in a time where we may be having an opportunity to go back and possibly redo some things that we did not get right, or some lessons that we didn't really learn. Because Mars retrograde is all about first of all, Mars is about that's the planet of aggression. It's the planet of action, war, and will. Very masculine energy. And when Mars is in retrograde, sometimes things can feel a little bit stuck or just a little bit shaky, a little bit stifled. Kind of like a feeling like our aspirations and our desires are being held up or blocked in some type of way, or they're difficult to engage. Mars retrograde can also feel as if we need to put more energy, right, into moving forward. And this is really going to be a time for retrospection. Always with the retrogrades, it's a time for emotional growth and readjusting our routines, reevaluating our connections, our friendships and relationships, our business partnerships. This is going to be a time to, as I had with yesterday's encouragement, there's a little bit of unresolved energy. There'll be an opportunity to resolve conflict or even to express what we didn't feel like we were able to express, at one point in time. And so retrograde is going to bring back this time where we're giving ourselves permission to really settle in it, and and try to process our thoughts and redirect our energy. It's a really intentional time around nurturing ourselves and those connections that are close, and really being very graceful with ourselves. This is possibly a time to avoid more conflict, right? It really is a time to resolve. It's not a time to delve into, more conflict. And so this is a time to resolve disputes, not force things. And so let's take a look at the energies here today. as I was saying when I went into that comment, I'm feeling like there could be things resurfacing. People could be resurfacing. People could be passing, through your mind. People that are connected to you and in regards to issues that weren't resolved, unresolved issues, those people, those things could be surfacing right now. And really, it's to give an opportunity to resolve it. It's to give an opportunity to finally speak your piece. But it's all about peace. It's not about stirring up more disputes or contention. This is really giving an opportunity to put things to rest. Okay? It's a time to rest for you. And so let's see what the encouragement is coming up today. I've had these last week or so just people coming up. I can feel them, thinking about me and moving. I can feel their energy shifting towards me. People that I haven't talked to in, ages. And yesterday I got a call from one of my loved ones that I haven't talked to in a couple of years. And I felt her energy moving towards me. She came to her mind. She had been on my mind for the last couple of days. And so, yeah, energy is very real. It's very real. Please believe me. And so we'll see, I have quite a few people that I feel their energy pulling on mine. And so let's take a look and see what the encouragement of the day is. And if you're feeling that as well, that may be a sign. I'm going to take that. That may be a sign, that person is moving towards you, right? There may be just some reconnection that needs to happen, maybe some resolution. And it doesn't mean like there has to have been this big conflict, but there could have been an internal conflict that happened since the last time you, spoke, or since the last time you were together. That kind of ended off just kind of blah, And so this will give an opportunity, even in just talking, it's resolving those things. And so, yeah, look forward to that kind of interaction here. And so the cards that I came out with is commitment, self-interest, and anticipation. Okay, this really does feel like it's a time of self-care, being tuned and tapped into yourself, and really looking at things and being intentional with doing things that are going to be healing, that are going to stimulate wellness and wholeness, things that are going to be good for you. Connecting with people that are going to be good for you, doing things that are going to cause you, peace and resolve and relief and rest, essential. That's what this is about. It's a time to enter into a deeper level of peace with everything, okay? And so with commitment, self-interest, and anticipation, it feels like that kind of energy, pouring your intention towards things that are whole, things that are going to pour in more wholeness for you, and that are going to be well deserving for you, right? It's a time to think of yourself, at the helm of things. For first and foremost, to think of yourself. This retrograde is possibly bringing in that energy for us of if there are things that have slipped away and we've, just eased back into old patterns where we gave away our power, or we didn't, prioritize our health or our well-being. We've allowed those old patterns and cycles to slip back in. This is an opportunity to recommit. And if you've never realized that, You know, if you are that people pleaser that just loves to see other people do well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm that way too, but there's limits to that. And that can't be good when it's at the sacrifice of self, right? And so it really is bringing things back into perspective and placing yourself as a priority if you have not, right? And you could have and just slip back into old patterns. But whether this is a new concept to you or whether this is something that, you know, you're continuously working on, we all are. You know, this is recommitting or committing to that aspect of intention towards yourself right now. And Spirit is bringing in the encouragement like, yes, yeah, this is where I want you to be. This is where you need to be committed, right? Right now, as we're entering into the calendar new year, right? Or we're headed in shortly after the calendar new year, we'll be heading into the spiritual new year that starts around March, right? That's when the spiritual new year starts. This is an excellent time to start planning, right? To start, you know, declaring and setting intentions on how this next year is going to go. It starts before the year actually begins. Some people actually, you know, take advantage of that last quarter of the year to start planning. And so if this is, if you're spiritual and you're listening to this and you start your new year around March or so, this is the perfect time to start setting those intentions and aiming towards wellness and placing yourself in a position of priority. Because unless we have prioritized and valued ourselves, our contributions and our sacrifices, they really mean nothing. And that's a lesson that many of us have to learn the hard way. I did, right? You can give until you're blue in the face. You can give until you're flat broke and on your back and wore out. People don't appreciate that. And you can give out of your heart too. People will not appreciate that because we have to understand that everything has a spiritual connotation to it. And if we're giving out of a lack mindset, that's what we're getting back, right? And so that the energy matters. Absolutely, it does. And so the giving has to be from a fullness, you know, from a perspective and from a place of meeting all of our needs first. And now we're giving from our overflow, right? We're not giving out a lack mindset. I got to do this because this needs to happen or I have to get this back. We're not giving out of that sense of desperation, but we're giving out of, you know, a place of wholeness and a place of self-love. And because we love ourselves, we're able to love others. It makes a difference. The energy absolutely makes a difference. And so that's what we're talking about here. Let's see what the tarot has for us. Yeah, we have the Death, we have the Temperance, and the Seven of Pentacles. So Scorpio, Sagittarius, and what is this? Pentacles. So this is Taurus energy. Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. And so, yeah. So the Death card says that there is definitely either a need for this energy of recuperation, of rest, of respite, or there is a major change taking place. There's a shift that's taken place or is taking place right now. And something could be being put to death, an old way, an old cycle. Something is being laid down, right? But in the process of laying that down, there's something that gets to rise up. something better, something more promising that's going to move the energy forward, right? With the death, it's going to move the energy forward. And so the death card is saying it's definitely time for something new. It's time to move on. To something new. It's a rebirth. In other words, a new way of being, a new way of living, new life. Okay. And then we have the Temperance card as well, which is talking about possibly being between two places, two spaces, but not being moved by either. There's this stability and this balance that's happening with Temperance right now. This patience, this moderation, not too much of this and not too much of that. There's this beautiful flow that's happening right now as this change is taking place. This could also talk about a very beautiful level of self-control. This overall reading feels very masculine to me. Don't mistake that for meaning this is being read to a man. It could be, it doesn't have to be. We all carry feminine and masculine energies within us, but it feels like a very masculine energy, a high level of self-control during this change that's taking place. And I feel like it's a lot of energy around shifting from taking care of others and making sure others are okay, shifting that energy back on self and recommitting back to take care of yourself. There could be some upcoming event, right, that's coming that you're anticipating, being a part of or attending, but it has something to do with you taking care of yourself. Right now is a very harmonious energy here, and that you've been possibly sitting in right now at this moment and anticipating something. You've been watching and waiting for something. And I feel like that you've been busy though, working really hard, working towards this. And though it's waned in the balance, you've persevered. You haven't given up. You've stuck to the path. You've been diligent, even though it could have been delayed, this promise. Success is meeting you. Success is promised here. And so I do want to clarify the death. Why is the death here, Spirit? Give us some clarity. Yeah, it does very much feel like with the Knight of Cups and the Hermit, it feels like there's a space right now where there could be this very deep seeking, or Spirit is deeply seeking you. There's some level of growing wisdom, possibly even going within, taking time to go within and seek for guidance. The Hermit talks about seeking deeply for guidance, even to the place where you might disappear, for moments of time to go and get instruction and truth. And you could be someone who now kind of moves with caution when it comes to accepting things or accepting people. With this Knight of Cups, this is really this very romantic. It could be romantic. It doesn't have to be, but it's idealistic, right? It's full of passion and creativity and charm and heartfelt, energy. But it could be just being cautious around taking, offers or proposals. You're moving cautiously right now. very cautiously. Why is the Temperance here? All right, we have the Lovers and the Seven of Swords. I also feel like you're very balanced here too. Temperance is all about balance, stability, self-control. A Lovers is too. The Lovers card is talking about, as we were talking about balancing, this may be a time to really attend to what's going on the inside. It's really being self-aware too. What's going on the inside and balancing those inner energies, making sure that we are definitely operating in both aspects of our duality, our light and our dark, feminine, masculine, you know, in the physical world as much as we are operating in the spiritual world. You know, I'm talking about that moderation, not too much of this or that, but being really balanced and aware and making sure that we're looking at things from a very wide perspective, making sure that our gaze is not too tunnel vision, you know. And so extreme balance right now that I'm feeling here, extreme balance. And that could also be due to you going within right now. And if you're not feeling balanced, Spirit is telling you this is a time to seek balance in all things, okay? But I really do feel like this is talking to someone who has a great level of balance right now. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? King of Cups and Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been waiting for something, possibly. Waiting for something. And I feel like there has been difficulty in the waiting. You may have even saw other people promoted or saw other people get their wish fulfillment and their, you know, hopes brought to them. But a hope deferred is not, you know, a dream denied, right? It's just a matter of right timing. It's a matter of being aligned, because we don't want it before time, because we'll mess it up. That's the importance of alignment. And so this is all about aligning, being in alignment, because when the right time comes, then all of the circumstances will be right to receive this. Not only just to receive it, but to be able to keep it and maintain it and and multiply it, manifest it and multiply it. Not just holding it, but being able to actually grow it, you know? And so I do feel like this is about staying balanced emotionally, and also, you know, being very compassionate with yourself during this time. Very compassionate and very generous with yourself too. This is really a time of taking care of yourself. I do feel it's a time of taking care of yourself. Coming back to commitment with yourself, okay? And I do feel like this is a time of positioning, okay? It's a time of positioning. Just imagine being in a drought where there's not a lot of rain, and then all of a sudden there's this great rain pour, you know, and maybe hours before there's the smell, right? There's little hints that it's coming, and you're tuned into that. And because you're tuned into that and you're tuned into your body and your smell, you're able to prepare for it. And so you go get a bowl and you take the bowl out and sit it out in an open space so that when the rain comes down, it's able to catch it. There's a preparation. There's a being tuned into your senses for that. You know, it's the same in the spiritual. It's the same with life. Now, you could definitely have lots of bowls, and it could definitely rain for 10 hours, right, straight. But unless you are prepared, unless you prepare and position yourself or position what it is that you have, the bowls being in the cabinet is not useful, right? They need to be pulled out, and they need to be taken out and positioned so that they can catch the downpour of rain and hold it so that it can be utilized, right? And so it's kind of like that, aligning, positioning, right? It's being aware, making sure that you're balanced, right? All of those things are playing a part in you positioning yourself, okay? In anticipation for what it is that you're waiting for. I do sense waiting here with the Seven of Pentacles. Waiting diligently, but working as well, possibly working on self. And so, yeah, it's coming. What else, Spirit? Anything else? That's the encouragement of the day. Anything else? This could be health. This could be money. Some material thing, okay? This is almost like Spirit talking to you about that thing that you've been waiting for. This is your message. Not to worry, Nine of Swords, because worry prolongs it, right? And so you want to be in the energy of receiving, okay? Move away from anything that is drama-filled, any scattered energy, right? Because aligning with what it is that you are manifesting or anticipating, right, is important. And so you have to move away from everything that's not that. We don't have time for that, okay? And so the Magician, the King of Wands, and the High Priestess, okay? Enough said, right? The Magician is you having everything needed. It's just a matter of positioning it. You have everything needed. Even the skill set. You have the belief, the knowledge of how to use the tools or the gifts that you have. The King of Wands is the inspirational part of that. It's that entrepreneurial spirit. You know what it takes to be an entrepreneur, right? Very different than a 9-to-5. An entrepreneur is very creative, very resilient. An entrepreneur has to be diligent. They have to be actually at the top of their game when it comes to being self-motivated and creative, and they have to be kind of like the energy of being at the forefront of the charge. Strong will and motivation. And all of that with this sense of charm and self-belief. And then the High Priestess is definitely just being tapped into yourself and trusting yourself and knowing yourself, all right? That's the icing on the cake. Yeah, because when those nudges come, that's the thing that's going to, it's like preparation meeting opportunity and trusting the nudge and the spur of the moment, So the High Priestess is really, spirit coming in and moving through you. That's where our working with spirit comes in, is being able to trust what we're feeling, what we're hearing, our inner guidance. That's what that Hermit is all about, is going in and strengthening that muscle of inner guidance. And so that plays a part too. And Spirit wants you to continue doing whatever that is that you're doing right now. I feel like there is a recommitment, or if this is the first time heading down this way, this is a committing to yourself in this way. Okay. All right. And so that's the encouragement of the day. That we are in a season where you have an opportunity to recommit to self, reprioritize yourself and your well-being and your wholeness. This is aligning us for what's coming. What's coming is bigger than what's been, and so there's more need for balance. There's more need for self-control and self-discipline. There's more need for inner guidance and wisdom, right? To whom much is given, much is required. And so as we're given more, there's more required. It is it is a requirement that we need to place on ourselves, yet and still, it's like being an entrepreneur. Like, that's the perfect example of this. You could be someone that's stepping into entrepreneurship, because that keeps coming up. It doesn't have to be, but that's a great example. As an entrepreneur, all of those things that your employer would usually do is now your job, right? And it's the same. The more you step into this position of privilege, or this position of whatever it is that you desire, the more you have to take responsibility for stepping into that position, right? Okay. And so this is preparation time, if I can say that, and aligning and positioning yourself. Okay. All right. It can only benefit you, right, when you get there to that promised land. Okay. So that is the encouragement of the day. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this has been helpful. And just for some, it's just a confirmation, that what you're hearing is, yes, it's true, it's right. That the direction that you're being guided and nudged to, yes, it's true, it's right. It's just confirmation. Okay. Not really anything new. If you're tapped in, it's just confirmation. And so thank you for stopping by. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to post another video here if you like this one. Take a look at the other videos that I have on my channel that may be encouraging as well, okay? Until next time, enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.